Yes, a very pleasant good afternoon to everyone. Trinidad and Tobago, East Driver. I'm transmitting from East Driver. I am Umar Muhammed, also known as Calypsonian Disciple. Now, I have gone through part one and part two of family domestic relationship. So this is part three. It's just about a minute after 12 o'clock now. So we are going until quarter past 12, 15 minutes. A friend in need is a friend indeed. Show me your friends and I will tell you who you are. Now, there are people who don't like these restrictions and all these things about do's and don'ts. There are people whose life they don't want that in their life at all. They do things according to how they feel, anyhow, at random, haphazard. You tell them about this, what's what I can't talk, but look how long I know and look how long, and they get into a set of nonsense, right? Because they enter this man and woman relationship because of what sweet and goat mouth, right? And then when it's so in the bam bam, it is no because they ain't married, right? And they're going from man to man, and the next thing they tell you, or they're telling the husband, you're treating me like a little girl, because they don't like restrictions, they don't like discipline, they don't like law and order. Is it just like some people now who don't like law and order, that they will want to go to just a party, jam up on one another, they wear their mask and things, but then when it's so in the bam bam, sometimes they want to blame the government. You see? So, as I was saying, right, that whenever you meet a woman and you get into a relationship with her, the woman, man meeting woman and woman meeting man, must understand that they didn't come here by themselves. Uncle, nephew, cousin, aunt, nene, niece, grandfather, grandmother, stepfather, is a whole set of things. So that is the family relationship we're going to go into now, by extension of an uncle, aunt, or sometime you got involved with a woman who had children before, so the children father, or she may get involved with you, you had children before, or the children mother, then you have stepfather, stepmother, a whole sort of thing. But the foundation of people coming together in the name of uncle, aunt, nephew, nenen, and godfather, and all these things, the foundation of that, in order to relate with a solid foundation, is a solid character, a good character, a cultured person. Because when you get involved with a woman, sometimes you don't know what kind of character the family is, Sometimes you get involved with somebody, sometimes you have to force to end the relationship, not because of the person. Oh yes, you may love the person, but because of the character of the family. You get involved with a woman, right? And her brother or sister of the family may be on drugs. They may be pushing drugs, for that matter, cocaine. And sometimes you go by her or they're coming by you, and you are uneasy because you don't know when the police will make a raid, and the next thing you know, her brother may say, come and take a drop in the car, and taking a drop in the car. You have a coke something in the car. The police make a raid, what happen? How you will tell the police, well, I nothing that, he just gave me a drop in the car. So sometimes you get involved indirectly. So there are so many different characters, and each of them playing a part. You have to be very careful. And one of the way in being careful is how you approach them or how they approach you. You involved with a woman, you are living together. She has a daughter. The daughter is bringing home her boyfriend. Be careful. Watch how you dress. Watch what you say. Not just boyfriend, but the vice versa, the next around. Or the son is bringing home his girlfriend. How you attire yourself. What you say. What you do. How you do it. When friends and family come home, you may be in love with a woman and her uncle coming home. Be careful of what you say. Or you may be in love with a woman and her aunt is coming home. Be careful of what you say, how you dress, what you do. Whether aunt, whether nephew, whatever it is. Because somebody is going to go back and say, well, he looks like a very nice person or she looks like a very good person. I like the kind of conversation that came up. Or somebody will say, boy, from the time I reach and I see he, I get a vibes. You know? That the way we talking anything and the way I see you dressed with the pants go down and he talking and you know what I mean? They ain't getting a what they call a steady character. You're getting a broken character, a fragile character, you know, a swaying character. And the opposite way around, they could get a good character. So sometimes when these things happen, then they may look to you and find out and ask your person, where did you get that person? Then you have to answer, you know, well, I don't think that person has a good intention. Be very careful. Right? The character is what the people are thinking about. So let me look here and see family relationship, yes. Their character, nephew, niece, and so on. Now, as I said before, you have to be very careful in how you dress. In the case of a young woman bringing home a boyfriend, and you're a woman, you know some women, let me tell you something, you know it's just some women, when they see the daughter bringing home a boyfriend, so to me, like sometimes they try to compete with the daughter, sometimes they try to be more friend with the boy, right, than the daughter. Likewise, when a young man bringing home his girlfriend, the father just try to impress the girl so much. Yes, and you know there's a thing they call incest. That the woman is fighting a relationship, a sexual relationship with the girl's boyfriend. Perhaps she see him and she like him, she find, well, the boy too good for she daughter. Or the man may be fighting a relationship with his son's girlfriend. All these things happen, right? Stepfather with daughter. So you have to deal with culture. You have a young girl, you're bringing home somebody you want to get into a relationship with. You have a young girl about 14, 15 years. Be very careful. Talk to her. Let her know that she must dress properly in front of this person. Right? Or a young man, the same thing. Let her know that. Let her know that the house is a house of culture and not a house that, you know, anything goes on. I live in this house here, and if you know woman used to come in this house here, for those of you, those who know me will know why the woman used to come in this house. Business like, and not one day, any of my children, or any of the person, or the person running the business in this house here, woman after woman after woman after woman, not woman alone, but dominantly woman. Not one day there was a bacchanal. Oh, he wants a friend with me, and when I go there, he just harass me. I don't like how he just look at me. Not one day. Because if they come outside and they come in with hot pants and they come in to do anything, I just put them in the place one time. Prevention is better than cure. Yeah, some men will like it, yeah. They come in and they're mixing business with pleasure. Right? I could never forget, and I really didn't want to mention it, but a woman, a young girl, came in this house at time, yeah? My wife was out. My children, they were downstairs. And knowing that I'm in the music thing, she asked me, she said, I want to learn to play music. But I wasn't checking, because in the neighborhood now, that my wife had gone out. Probably she had seen my wife going out and she came, she wanted to learn to play music. When I went inside for the keyboard and I came back outside, she was on the couch. Look me. I said, hey, what you doing? I said, girl, behave yourself now, man, and pull down my dress. My wife outside and you want to disrespect the house or what? And apart from disrespecting the house, you want to disrespect my marriage life, and by so doing you will be disrespecting the Almighty, because we didn't come and get married just so. Right? The Almighty was involved too. The Most High was involved too, the divine forces. So people don't think about all these things. They just go with what they feel. They follow their emotions. Now, I'm a man, I have feeling. But you see, I didn't want to stop to think about whether to do it or don't do it or go out or that. From the time you stop and you're thinking, it means you say you're seeing what is wrong, but you're trying to make a choice. And in trying to make that choice, you're inviting the devil. Come, devil, you think I should do it? Come, blah, 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 blah. And sometimes you say yes, yes. Then back and I'll start. For what? For what? A few minutes of what? Of stupidness? What's sweet in good mouth? So in the bam bam. So relationship and people visiting your home, and when they visit and how they attire themselves to come in your home, what they come for, how you attire yourselves, right? With the kind of conversation you carry on, it is a must. Because everything must be able to be everything must be in such a way so that it will help to build the solid foundation, to continue to build stories of morality, of culture, of patience, of honesty. Like a building and a foundation, first floor, second floor, third floor. Each floor should be adorned with honesty. As I've said before, we all make mistakes. We all are human beings. We all have feelings. Sometimes we get carried away by emotions. But since each floor should be adorned with honesty, it is honest that you say sorry, forgive me. Now, if somebody does something, right, they meditate on doing it, and they get catch, and they come and tell me sorry, Because if you were not caught, you will not have said sorry. Sorry ain't fitting in there at all. But if it is, that probably you're driving a car down the road, right? And something happened, you had to get away from something, bam, you bounce an next man. Of course, you can say sorry because it was not deliberately planned. But when you deliberately plan something, no accident, no incident, you didn't have, you come and say sorry. Why? Because you were caught. Right? So, let me look into these things. Remember, a person's character, his family character, his brother, sister, nephew, uncle, is important. How they approach your wife, how the woman, because I was not in a relationship, but I was trying something, and the first visit I make by this woman, her daughter came out dressed in a sweater. I said, hey, I said, no, your daughter shouldn't dress like that. She just have respect for me. She went and talked to her, right? But the daughter knew I was there. The daughter knew I would be coming. But you see, some people do something that some people just like games. They don't like restriction, as I've said at the beginning. They just like games. And they feel good when they know that they could score a goal. And they go about laughing. Not until it becomes sour in the bam bam. Right? So, my dear people, getting into a relationship is one. But remember, when you get into the relationship, it's not just you and the person, but you and the person's friends, family, what have you. Right? So let me take a next look and see what goes on. And just to think about it, that stepchildren Two, involved. You hear many times stepfather with stepdaughters and so on, right? Then you have well, sometimes again, let me tell you something. Sometimes young girls trying to be very promiscuous, or you know, they're now getting the thing now, so any port in a storm. So they're trying out. The mother bring a man home, they're trying him out too. These things happen. But the fact is, once that person is underage and you are overage, you should over the underage and know that anything happens, you should be the mentor. You should set a better example. You should over the underage, right? Then you have children father. You get involved with a woman and she has children, be careful with that. Or you get involved with a man and he has children with an next one, be careful with that, be careful. Because old fire stick the sketch, according to what the old people say. When the fire stick new, it takes time to burn. But when the fire stick old, the woman don't know the stick old already, and she know the kind of heat it have in it already. And she know, well, as soon as she leave her opening to it, they go catch up, right? The man don't know the fire side already. He don't know the kind of heat it have in it already. So two of them don't know they were hot already, right? So it ain't nothing. It's just a little thing again and it catch up. Whereas the new fire stick will take long to catch up. It has to soak in, and so on. So be careful, because if your wife or your intended wife calling the children father too much, hey, what happened to you? I ain't here and seeing you. I want to know what is going on with you. And she call again and she call. It means that she is trying to project an impression. She ain't bound to be telling herself she's doing anything wrong. It's just that she could try to impress the person that is my children father and I care about you. And then it all depends on how we're thinking too. Because sometimes you trying to give a person an impression, and they may see that impression in a negative and they think negative, and what happens? Oh, fire stick their sketch. So be very careful on both sides, children, mother, children, father, right? Because all you remember, as I said, the good old saying is that whenever a man leaves a woman or a woman leaves a man, according to the song, every time you go away, you take a piece of me with you. Yeah, your DNA. You rub up, hug up, your kiss. And there was a time on TV they show a woman sitting down on bed with about 5 men around her. And they said, if you go into a relationship with that woman and you have sex with her, you also have sex with each of those men. Right? As I was telling a young girl the other day, I said, listen now, you go to 1 man, 2 man, 3 man, 4 man, 5 man. Some women go to 8, 10 men. They're done for. They ain't good again. And if they want to be good again, and likewise he meant to her, if they want to be good again, they have to fast, they have to detox, they have to spiritually get involved, go and take a sea bath. They have to do a lot of things. And then within 2 to 5 years, they will be able to redeem themselves. But you pass through 1 man, you pass through 2 man, oh God, you can realize something going on. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you're going down all the way, man, oh God, and you had 3 and for this one down. Oh gosh, man. Something had to be wrong with you. You can't blame the men. Right? If you want to open your door for people to come in there, you keep your door closed. Right? And when they knock, say no entry. You know, some women might say no entry except if you're wearing a mask because in the COVID business. But someone want to put on their mask and enter. And it has some women, let me tell you something. It has some women that once they know that they're wearing masks, no problem. Come in. Or the blood take you and they wearing mask, come in. Some women just even travel, right, with condom in their purse. So if I see man you like man, you want a little thing, I give him a little thing. That is happening. That does happen. And it have men who believe once they see you and they like you, they was with you already, whether you're married or not, they're supposed to get something. It has some weird people in this world. And let me tell you something, women, be careful of how you dress. Some people say that the man have a right to control himself is not how the woman dress. But let me tell you something. It has some beasts out here. It has some beasts out here that they call human being. Some real nasty, right-minded men out here. That once they see you dress a certain way, and they get to see that flesh and how nice, whatever it is, they will plan for you. And if it takes 2 years, they'll tell yourself one day they must get there by any means necessary. Right? And there's a saying, the encourager is worse than the doer. Now, you could dress on your one, a man could lust at you. Right? But if you dress in a way so that from the time you see you, that is it. You're gone with that. God, boy. Ooh. Right? He had to look twice, 3 times, 4 times, and then he had to meditate on how and when, and he have to imagine himself on that, or as they say, whining on that and so on. You ain't really look for it, but you encourage it. Because you leave space for him to think and for him to imagine. But when you dress decent, he could also imagine, but remember, you are not the encourager. Because they said the encourager is worse than the doer, so be very careful of your dress. Woman, be very careful. And these days, try as less as possible to dress to attract. Because there's some beasts out here, they ain't easy. And some of them is come in all form. Government minister, priest, all forms they come in. And don't just go away with the idea that you sound nice, you're talking nice. Actions speak louder than words. So, let me see what time it is now. What time it is now? Alright, it's past 15 minutes, so I'm going to come a while again with part 4. This is part 3. Okay? Your attire and your relationship with other members of the family, boyfriend, girlfriend, what have you. Thank you very much. Umar Muhammed.